What's going on YouTube? Cheatmaster55 here, coming at you with another deck profile for the post-Code of the Duelist, post-Link Summoning format, I guess. And this deck is Phantasm Spiral, with a couple extra engines thrown in. If you read the title, we're also including Paleozoic and card Demise in this version of the build. And I find that it makes the deck the most competitive that it can be. It generates the most amount of advantage possible, and it has the most versatile of plays. There's so many different styles that you can take up with this deck, and it also can really catch people off guard because there's still so many people who don't know how to play against this deck, and you can just really take advantage of it. And there's a lot of power cards in the deck too, and sometimes winning the die roll just means winning the match. So without further ado, I'm going to jump into this deck profile and start things off. Oh, one more thing about this deck. This is the list that I played at the Code of the Duelist sneak peek recently and managed to go 4-0 with it. So this deck is awesome, and I'll talk about my matchups and stuff at the end of the video, and I'll talk about some cards that were especially good. So anyway, starting things off, 2 of the Phantasm Spiral Dragon. Only 2 of the big dragon because I think 3 bricks, you never want to see it. In multiples in your hand, that's ungodly. Seeing 1 is bad enough. Seeing 2, I can't even imagine it. Happens, but like so rarely if you're only playing 2. Then I play Triple Jumorph Warwolf. We're playing for our vanillas of the deck. Beast Warriors, searchable off tanky, and they gain attack, which is great. They get really big, they're really easy to search, and the other one that I play is just 1 copy of Dragoons of Draconia. The thing that's good about this is that it's pendulum cards, so if you need to get it out of your hand, you can throw it into the pendulum scale in the spell and trap zone instead of having to discard it if you activated Demise. That's the logic behind that. And the last monster play is 1 Maxi. It's a very small monster lineup, and we play Maxi, even though it's a Demise deck, because Maxi is amazing. You can just win the game sometimes, and that's what's cool. Anyway, next spells, playing 3 of the field spell, Pacifist, amazing, searches cards when you summon a normal, and it summons tokens when your opponent activates anything. Play triple terraforming to search it. Play triple heat wave because you're going first and you open this. Oh, that just makes the game so much easier. Your opponent, against any deck that's not playing normal monsters, is going to have to be setting a monster and passing, and that's fantastic because we can just use our equip spells to swing over that monster, summon the big dragon, and kill them. After that, we play triple tanky to search out our small monster lineup. This kind of helps bump up the monster count so we can see monsters more often without having to play a whole bunch of them because they can be bricky with the card Demise. Moving on to the equip spells for the Phantasm Spiral engine. We've got 2 Phantasm Spiral Grip. This is the one that triggers off of destruction by battle, gives your normal monster 500 attack, and when it summons the big dragon, you burn them for 1,000. Next one, Phantasm Spiral Crash. This gives your equipped monster piercing damage. When it inflicts battle damage, you get to summon the big dragon, and then you can switch the battle position of a monster your opponent controls. And finally, Phantasm Spiral Wave. This triggers if the monster battles. It stops it from being destroyed by battle once per turn. And at the end of the battle phase, if the monster battled, you can special summon the big dragon and discard a card from your opponent's hand, which is really good. Moving on in the spells, still got a couple more. I have triple card Demise. Now, 2 of them are proxied right now because I was borrowing my playset when I played it at the tournament. But this card is what helps make this deck so powerful. The games where you see this card, you generate obscene amounts of advantage. Yes, your deck is kind of built around the card Demise strategy, which is a lackluster strategy at its core, but you also have so many different engines that make the deck powerful. The Paleozoics, they serve as removal as well as board presence. They also work in conjunction with the field spell, which I'll explain later. And the field spell itself just generates advantage so much on its own. And none of these engines are really hindered by card Demise, which makes it really good to play. Anyway, moving on. Also playing 2 Pot of Duality. Just go further in the deck. You don't really need a special summon on the first turn. And if you're using Demise, then using Duality is not bad either. And the last spell I play is 1 Raigeki, because it's amazing. I have a 50 card version of this deck where I'm playing 2 Dark Hole in the main deck as well, but this build right now is 46 cards, which is still a lot, don't get me wrong, still a lot, but it has a lot of engines in here. And moving on to the traps, we're playing triple Paleozoic Oleanitis. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, Oleanitis. I don't care. It's just how I said it. I just call it the Paleozoic when I activate it. The one that destroys spells and traps. Pretty good. And then the other Paleozoic that we play is 3 of O Canada, Our Home and Native Land, because this flips things face down, and that's pretty good. These are the 2 best ones that are relatively generic, in my opinion. The best ones to play in the Demise deck, because I like Dynamiscus, but then you don't want to play Demise anymore because you have to have cards in your hand to discard, so I'm not playing Dynamiscus. You're just playing the best ones that you don't need any setup for, and that aren't really serving a setup, that are just good cards. So that's it for the Paleozoics. Just 6, but still very powerful. Playing triple the trap, Phantasm Spiral Battle. Search it. You can activate it from your hand if you control only normals and the field spell. That is treated as Umi, and you can just pop card on the field. Really, really good. Well, pops a card that your opponent controls, excuse me. And you also play 1 Phantasm Spiral Power, because this can negate card effects. Sometimes even the attack reduction is relevant. And also the grave effect is really good too, because you can banish it from the grave and take an equip spell in the graveyard and equip it to a monster you control, which is good. That's it for the Phantasm Spiral traps. They're all very powerful. The best one by far is Battle, because you're going to be finding yourself searching that most often, because it's kind of like searching out a little Dryden pop that you can just use on your opponent's turn. It's cool. Play 2 Champions Vigilance. This is a Solemn Judgment. If you control a level 7 or higher normal monster, the token that is summoned off Pacifist counts as 1, in case you did not know that. And that serves to make this card live. And when this card is live, it is just Solemn Judgment, negate the summon of a monster or a spell or trap. And that's pretty good, but the thing is, it requires the field spell. I don't... bricking it in multiples is terrible. I'm just playing 2 right now. After that, playing some of the most powerful trap cards in the game, triple Solemn Strike, Solemn Warning, and finally 1 Skill Drain, because your whole deck is normal monsters, and you don't care about your monster effects. So you get to play the best card in the game, or one of the best cards in the game. That's everything for the main deck. I'm going to move on to the side deck real quick. The side deck is, it's alright, it's alright. It's not terrible. Playing 3 set rotation. And, listen, this card should be Oracle of Zephyr or Gateway to Chaos. This is literally just a proxy. But play Oracle of Zephyr or Gateway to Chaos. They're both really cheap cards that your opponent just can't activate if they don't have a legal target, which is cool. So, that's the deal with that. Moving on. 3 MST. Mystical Space Typhoon, in case you need to remove back row or something. Which is cool. Comes up. Moving on to Dark Hole. Like I said in the 50 card build that I play, I main deck these. And I've considered putting these in the main deck. But as of right now, they are residing in the side deck. And that's where they resided for the tournament. After that, triple Anti-Spell Fragrance. Surprisingly, at the locals that I went to, a lot of Pendulum players, a lot of people playing the Magicians, even after the new Link stuff. But Anti-Spell still says no to that deck, which is cool. Moving on to Magic Deflector. This is for the True Draco deck. It's alright. See, you can't play Imperial Order in the Pacifist deck because you need the field spell, and you can't negate the field spell, so this just negates all of their other ones, like the continuous ones, which is awesome. And last card, 1 Heavy Storm Duster, so I can say that this deck profile is post-Code of the Duelist, because there's literally nothing that changed in this deck, except probably playing 2 more of this card, because this card's pretty good. I'll play on the side. Probably cut some MSTs for it. It's really good. But that's everything for the side deck, and now moving on to the extra deck, which you hardly ever touch. The thing you're going to touch most often is your token collection, so make sure you have a nice expansive collection of tokens to tap into that you're summoning off of Pacifist. And then for the other things you play, one totally awesome, this comes up sometimes, not gonna lie, have summoned this before. And then the other one that has come up sometimes, I apologize for the Mishmash lead, by the way, very plebeian, I apologize. But Opabenya comes up, definitely comes up. Searching out the Paleozoics is cool, and sending them to the graveyard instead of banishing them is also cool. This one, never really summoned it, requires 3, super hard, never comes up. Centura, haven't summoned it yet. Same thing with Cat Shark, but they're all there. They're options, just in case. And yeah, Now for the rank 4s. We are playing a Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Tiger King. Yo, I'm just going to clean up that clutter a little bit. Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Tiger King, followed up with a Gem Knight Pro. These are summonable with Beast Warriors, and it can set tanky, which is kind of cool, but I've never summoned it. Same thing with Gem Knight Pro. This is relevant because it's not an effect monster, but still, doesn't really matter. Haven't summoned it yet. Silent Honor Arc is never summoned. Never summoned. This can come up. That can come up to like Out Masterpiece or something after you already baited it. So totally play that. Play the Utopia package. Castel, that I've summoned that before. Abyss Dweller. I don't think I've summoned it, but I'd definitely play it. Daigusto Emerald. They're all vanilla, so I totally play it. And one Link Spider, which I haven't summoned yet, but I've thought of some very niche times where this card could come up and like kind of declog a hand where you have a lot of monsters. So I was like, okay, word. So I was gonna play one Link Spider. Not for like any Link interactions, just to declog hands of normal monsters. So, yep. That is it for this deck profile of my Phantasm Spiral Demise build. Really fun deck. If you haven't ever tried the Phantasm engine and you want to try a pretty powerful build, I totally suggest giving this one a try. And try it on Dueling Book. If you have the cards, the core of the deck is really cheap. The only expensive things are the Demises and the Strikes, but Strikes just about to get reprinted. And the Heat Waves. The Heat Waves are a couple bucks too. But Strike's just about to get reprinted, and soon this deck's going to be nothing but dirt cheap. And if Demise gets hit too, like say Demise gets semi-limited, yeah, it hinders the deck a little bit, but not really. I'm still going to play it. Still going to play Demise in the deck. And the card price will probably go down. So that's everything. That's the whole video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Appreciate you guys' feedback. Leave some suggestions in the comment down below, and stay tuned for my next deck profile, my next Yu-Gi-Oh video. You never know when it's coming, but it'll be there. See you later, guys.